Day 98 of 365 days of meditation. I wanted to not wait until 10 o'clock at night or 11 o'clock at night or even 9:30 if I'm tired to meditate today. I was hoping to get into the practice of morning meditation again. I wasn't successful in getting up early to meditate. I did get up early to exercise, but I managed to carve out time immediately after work to meditate. So I was done my practice by just before 7. So I meditated for just under an hour, about 45 minutes, I think, just after 6 to 7 o'clock, which was awesome. It means that I'm shooting this video now and we'll get off to bed early, and I didn't have to meditate tired for a change, which was kind of nice. So I did a seated practice, Joe Dispenza's guided meditation, blessing of the Energy Centers. And yeah, it was just nice to meditate not in a tired state for once. Or, well, for the first time in a while. That was it. Nothing really profound. The practice, for me, you're basically doing a body scan and you go through this sort of perineum. You focus your attention on the perineum area for a while, then the solar plexus, and then the chest, heart area. And whenever I get to that area, I definitely feel a lot of emotion. I don't know why focusing on that particular area does it, but it always does it for me. And nothing negative, just feel a lot. That was really it. Other than that, it was sort of a status quo practice. But all in all, no complaints. Meditation seems to be doing the trick in terms of what I was hoping for. It's been 98 days and my mood has been pretty regular, and if it fluctuates at all, I'm able to sort of notice it and regulate, and even reframe and sort of embrace what I once labeled as negative emotions and just enjoy all of the experiences and sensations of life, which is, I think, maybe the ultimate goal, and that wasn't it coming into it necessarily. Beyond that, I was watching a bit of a podcast episode today, School of Greatness, or not School of Greatness, Impact Theory. Tom Bilyeu was interviewing Jay Shetty. I've watched previous interviews between those two, but I haven't watched the whole thing. I'm only about 15-20 minutes in, but one of the things that sort of struck me was the idea of, Jay talking about just finding stillness. And a good practice for somebody who hasn't meditated before would be to just carve out 10 minutes of time a day. Very doable. 10 minutes. And just sit there. No phone, no TV, no music, nothing. No entertainment or distraction at all whatsoever. No conversation with anybody. Just sit there on the couch or at the table alone with your own thoughts. And to have a pen and paper in front of you, and every time a thought pops into your head, write down what the thought was that just popped into your head. And do that exercise daily for 10 minutes. And you'll start to see patterns of where your mind is sort of preoccupied. Sounds like a really interesting exercise, actually. I do find in meditation itself that it's kind of similar. I was in the practice of journaling regularly after I meditated, but yeah, the idea of, and I do notice sort of habitual thoughts. I notice them anyway now, even if I'm not meditating, and I'm just by myself. So yeah, sort of an interesting practice if you've never meditated before. Just the idea of, don't think of it as meditation. Just sit down by yourself, no distraction, no entertainment, 10 minutes, and write down everything that pops into your head. And, do it daily, and then start to see some patterns emerging. Just seems kind of cool. So, other than that, After I meditated today, I did some yin yoga, which was nice. It's a sort of a form of meditation or non-sleep deep rest. And also it just feels really good on the body, which is pretty tight and stiff, and recovering from some old injuries. So, yeah, it's good to get into that. I am noticing more and more, adopting more and more sort of healthy, beneficial practices in my day-to-day life, like exercising, 4 or 5 days a week now, and then adding some yin yoga on top of that a few days a week, and taking up drawing class, just kind of doing things that are good for my brain and body and good for the soul, like something that I enjoy doing. So in the art classes, so it's interesting how I'm kind of just seem to be doing more of what I want to be doing and what's good for me. And just without a lot of efforting or resistance. And also, even in things that were previously difficult, finding more ease in them. Like my work, the workload is just as much as ever, but I'm just finding it easier to manage it. And I'm finding more time to do things in work that part of my job that I enjoy doing, and offloading things that I don't enjoy doing as much. And getting past some blocks there as well. So yeah, I guess it's no wonder that my mood is a lot more stable. My life is a lot more stable and enjoyable. And I think if we're honest with ourselves, a lot of, it's hard in the moment and you don't want to blame anybody, and it's definitely not blame, but mental health is just the life we are living day to day is not suiting us at all. And the anxiety and the depression is just our body's way and our subconscious way of telling us that this isn't working for us. We need to change something. And anyone who's experienced anxiety or depression would tell you that they would like to experience anything other than that. So yeah, it really is, I think, your brain and body telling you that we need to change something. And the only way to do that is to change the way you're going about living your life day to day, the thoughts you're thinking, the habits that you have. And that can be habits of thinking. As somebody who's experienced OCD in the past, I can tell you definitively that it is habits of thinking. Start off small, and then they start to snowball and they increase with intensity. And there's definitely some, childhood misunderstanding around how to interpret your own thoughts and emotions, that were not useful either. But there's a snowball effect even in your habitual ways of thinking, that can drive you in a direction you don't want to go. So that's it. That's my rambling for today. In closing, as always, if you're struggling with your mental health at all, talk to somebody. Friends, family, colleagues, coworkers, mental health professional, coach, somebody that you trust ideally. And, the first person you talk to might not, it's not going to turn things around immediately in terms of it's not going to be your saving grace, but it will be the first step towards taking some action towards change and changing your life, changing your quality of life, reaching out to get some help, and no longer suffering in silence, no longer feeling isolated, alone, and yeah, really that first step towards helping yourself and also helping others by ending the stigma around mental health by talking about it. And I would encourage anyone else who knows somebody who may be struggling to talk about it as well. Talk to that person about what you see them going through potentially, or just ask if they're doing okay and mention what you see. Open up that dialogue. You can make a massive difference in someone's life. So thanks for watching. Have a great night or a great day or great morning or all the above. Bye.